Welcome. Hello, everybody. Today's video's title, well, this is a live training, obviously. Land your first carrier under 5 minutes. A lot of people, when I say this, a lot of people get confused and they might say like, well, how is that possible getting a carrier under the 5 minutes within the 5 minutes? Well, as title says, it's under the 5 minutes. I will show it to you. For today, I actually prepared. They usually for our subscribers or followers, they know the drilling. You guys know that I never prepare. I just turn on the camera, and because of the experience, based on my experience, I'll start talking. Well, today is different. I'll be showing you how you can get your first carrier under the 5 minutes. It's possible. I'll be showing you the tool that you'll be using in order to get your first carrier. And today's video dedicated for independent freight dispatcher. So if you are new or seasoned or pro dispatcher, you're looking for a carrier, this training will be awesome video. This will be an amazing training for you. Just stick to the end. Why? Because I have something amazing to share with you. What is it? I have 3 of my killer ad copies, how to get your carriers. For those of you who are running Facebook ads, I have those 3 ad copies. I will show it to you. I will go read those copies, and obviously I'll be going in depth saying like why I put this wording here, like why we structured this Facebook ads in this way. If you're thinking that, Kamal, well, I'm not running Facebook ads, that's fine. There are a lot of people running Facebook ads. And by the way, if you're not running Facebook ads, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Some of you maybe tried in the past. Just share with me. Share with me and tell me if you ever run a Facebook ads or any type of paid ads. So if you run a Facebook ads and didn't get the clients, let me know. Let me know, and then I'll be showing you my Facebook ads, my ad copies, and you can compare to yours, and you can tailor it. You can just edit it. You can put your information and start running Facebook ads today or tomorrow. I have those, and I will just, at the end, we'll have some time to go over those 3 Facebook ads, and I will just give it to you. If you're thinking that, hey, Kamal, I'm not running Facebook ads at all, well, today's video is all about using the tool and then getting or landing your first carrier within or under 5 minutes. Without further ado, let me go and share this screen with you, and we'll jump right into it. So I do get a lot of emails asking, Kamal, do you have or do you recommend any carriers to me? Can you send a carrier my way? Well, I said, well, okay, I will be sending you a carrier. I work with the companies, and I know a lot of carriers. I can right now just send carriers your way right now, but I have a couple of questions, right? So when you say, I need a carrier, if you participated or attended any live training in the past, for example, we had yesterday how to use a load board, in-depth load board training in 2024. So if you watch that video, there are a lot of people asking how to acquire a customer, how to land a carrier, those kind of things. And if you can go and read any of my YouTube videos, you can see a lot of people struggling finding carriers. And today, if you engage with me, if you're asking questions, if you engage with me, I'll be with you and I'll share everything that I have with you. I promise. So if you're following, if you're a subscriber, you know that if I promise, I deliver. You don't have to pay a lot of money to go ahead and get these types of training. You don't have to pay. I promise you, there are a lot of people on the internet right now charging hundreds of dollars for these types of training. You don't have to pay. This is free for you guys. This is free information, right? But what I'm looking for in exchange. So if you allow me, what I want in exchange is just consider subscribing. Just like this video and share it with everybody. That's all I need from you. So if you don't do that, that's okay with me. But if you do that, it will help the algorithm and grow this audience. That's what I want from you. In exchange, I'll be giving you an amazing content. So please consider subscribing. So if you're an independent freight dispatcher, and specifically today's video for independent freight dispatchers. These are the people who are serving carriers. They know how to dispatch, they know how to use a load board. And let me see. Okay, awesome. Yes, I'm ready. Great. So also please prepare your questions because this is a live training. And be honest with you, I get energy when I see people engage with me, right? It's so you get the value, I get the energy from you guys. So let's say that I have 10 carriers right now who's looking for independent freight dispatchers. What if I told you that they're ready to work with you guys right now? I'll just pick 10, 15 independent freight dispatchers and I'll say, okay, here's the email. Email me your information. I'll be emailing the carrier's information to you. Okay? So there are people watching from India. Hello to India. Obviously, there are a lot of people watching around the world, but also please let me know what you guys watching. Now, if I told you I have 10 carriers, I will send you right now, and I have one question to ask. If I say, who do you serve? Okay, who do you serve? This is the question that I always ask. A lot of my students ask me the same thing. Hey, Kamal, we did the marketing, we did this, we run some Facebook ads, but I really want, I know that you know carriers, can you send a couple of carriers my way? I need to get the ball rolling, please. I said, okay, well, you know how to dispatch because I taught you how to dispatch, okay? But who do you serve? But when I ask this question, I mean your niche, like your market. Who do you serve? And people get confused, like, Kamal, what do you mean? Like, I serve carriers. Like, okay, what type of carriers? Like, or what type of carrier do you serve? What I mean by that, as you can see, is it the van that you're dispatching? You know ins and outs of like a van market? Or maybe you're more into like reefer market. Maybe you know people who are in the reefer market. Maybe you have experience in reefer market. Like, I don't know. The only thing I know is you're asking for a carrier. And I said, okay, I do have a carrier. I do have a carrier to share with you. The only thing I need, I have hundreds of carriers. They're ready to work with you. In fact, we have a portal and we have a lot of carriers, but I wanted to connect with a dispatcher. But if I don't know who do you serve, like, how am I going to send you carriers? I can send dry van, I can send you your way reefer, all together, or flatbed or box truck. We also have a car haulers. So if I don't know, how am I going to send you a carrier your way? Then what you need to do is, I'm talking to independent freight dispatchers specifically, you need to pick a niche. Like, hey, pick a one niche. So think about this dry van market. Man, hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars in this market alone. Like van market. Reefer market is huge. The same thing with the flatbed market. You can make a lot of money being in these three different markets. You don't have to be like in these three markets, like advertising, saying that, hey, I am a dispatcher and I serve carriers. But then carriers like, man, I'm in the flatbed market. Do you serve a flatbed? Think about the terminology, the lingo in the flatbed market. They talk about chains and tarping and like different lingo than reefer market, meaning temperature control market. So I'll be helping you to pick what I would recommend. I do see, trust me, I have thousands of students that I taught. And I would say not many people, obviously, that's unfortunate that not many of my students, they're successful, meaning they're like running like millions of dollars or multi-million-dollar company or something like that. No, it's not. But they're making decent money, but I really want them to be as successful. But what I do see is that a lot of people just going into like, hey, drive-in / flatbed market. Man, that's not possible. Like, you need to be like, be as as human as possible. Like, just pick one niche, one only. Like, think about, I'll give you an analogy. Think about the doctor. So if you have, let's say if I have a cardiovascular disease, specifically heart disease, like I have some problem with my heart, do I go to a general doctor, like family doctor, and go there and say, hey, I have this heart problem, what do I see? Well, I can go there, but then obviously this doctor will refer to um, the cardiologist, like specialized doctor. Carrier's no different. And by the way, I was a carrier. I had 4 trucks, and I know what I'm talking about. There are a lot of carriers who are emailing me. They're still emailing me saying, well, we know that you mentioned in one of your YouTube videos that you are a carrier, but I was a carrier. So I don't have that company anymore. But then, hey, we can do X, Y, and Z for you. And then I said, okay, who do you guys serve? And then I usually get emails like, well, what do you mean? We serve carriers. Okay, what type of carriers are you serving? Like, I'm in the flatbed market. Well, yeah, definitely we can find loads for your flatbed trucks. Well, at this point, I'm not interested working with you. Why? Because you're generalist. You're like, the only thing you want is a carrier. That's all, right? So what you need to do is obviously pick a niche, the number one. Let's say a flatbed market. I highly recommend flatbed market, and the reason why is that I specialize in the flatbed market and I know a lot of things about flatbed market. If you have questions, please ask me, and I'll be more than happy to share with you. So the next thing is very, very important is the fleet size. Think about, guys, if you are going to attract a carrier. This is, by the way, it's on the paper. You're doing your homework today. You're not targeting anyone. You're not talking to anyone yet. You're just gathering the plan or drafting the plan. Who do you serve? Your target audience. So number one, you pick the flatbed. The second, you're moving to a fleet size. 1 to 4 trucks. This is where usually I do see a lot of my students get carriers within 1 to 4 trucks. And you think about, what if you're targeting, let's say you're targeted a carrier and then he's interested in working with you, but then he has about 10 trucks. Can you handle? Like, are you ready to deliver what you promised? So if you promise to like move his trucks, can you deliver? Like, one of my carriers that I'm about to share with you, let's say, he has 10 trucks. Can you handle it? So what about the fleet size of from 10 to 50? Can you handle this type of client? Imagine 50 trucks. Do you have team members? Like, do you have dispatchers like working for you or with you? Or think about there are like more than 100, maybe think about thousands. Not many people just, like, you need to slow down. Not many people think about this. You just need to slow down and say, okay, who do I serve? I'm going after who, right? So let's say you pick a carrier who owns about 4 trucks. Think about Kamal. Like, I had 4 trucks, right? So I was in the flatbed market. So I'm a carrier. So I have this mentality. I'm thinking right now, like, I'm a carrier. What I need, what I'm looking for from a dispatcher. So then you take a pen and paper, and then you write, I serve carriers in the flatbed market with 4 trucks. Why this statement is very, very important. And I'll show you. Then when you do that, we have this 5 steps. It's very, very important. Today we're talking about finding a carrier. I'll show you how to find a carrier. But then think about these steps. Finding a carrier, that's the first thing. But before you go here, finding a carrier, but this is very important. And I'll show you why, because I'll be sharing these 3 ad copies with you. Okay? So now, and I think, let me correct this real quick and I'll get back to you. So today we'll be talking about the finding a carrier. Then what about onboarding a carrier? So I think we will be doing another video and we'll talk about onboarding. Let's see. There you go. Awesome. So finding a carrier. The second is onboarding. Onboarding is very important, and I will just give you a couple of ideas about like the thinking about this onboarding. When I say yes to your services, meaning your independent freight dispatching services, what's next? So if I'm talking to you right now, let's say we have in a Zoom call and I'm talking to you, let me just take this real quick. So if I say right now we're having a Zoom call and I'm like, okay, let's say Raul, right? Greetings from Guatemala. So if I say, Raul, yes, I want to work with you. I think this is one of the greatest decisions that I ever made. Like, let's go. What's next? Like, what's the next step? Have you thought about like what will be the next step? I had this silent moment when I said, when I jumped on a Zoom call with the freight dispatch and I said, okay, cool. I want to work with you. Then what's next? And it's just like, okay, I will start on Monday dispatching. Okay, you can start dispatching on Monday, but then what about the like paperwork? Like, I want to see that you're legit. You have independent freight dispatching company, right? Your LLC, your like legal documents. So what about your carrier dispatcher agreement? So when I say these things to you, in my mind is like, Raul, you're not experienced, right? I'm just giving you an example. You're not experienced. So if you're not experienced, I'm just moving on, right? So let's go back. I hope this makes sense. Let's come back. So that's onboarding, right? And then delivering, meaning you're delivering. You promised me to deliver a freight dispatching services. Quick note, please, guys, never ever mention the rate per mile to a carrier. I jumped on a couple of calls, I would say. Then I hated, be honest with you, with my students. And when she asked, when the carrier asked, like, okay, what would be the rate per mile? And there's a silence. Obviously, you can't promise anything. And if you can't promise anything, then you never mention. Never mention that the triggers in the carrier's mind that they will ask this question, will say, okay, you said X, Y, and Z, but I'm curious if you can move our trucks, let's say 3.5 per mile or something like that. This is obviously a quite huge objection to freight dispatcher, but then you never mention. We'll come back to like how you can talk to a carrier, not mentioning the rate per mile, right? So you can mention if you wanted to, but if like they're pushing you to like, hey, you have to mention, then otherwise I don't want to work with you. But trust me, if the carrier says I don't want to work with you, then you just move on. Be honest with you, like it will be nightmare for you. It's just like you need to like, okay, I don't want to work with you. If you're looking for a rate per mile and I'm not giving it to you because I don't know anything about your business yet, meaning like cost per mile, what are you looking for? And there's impossible way to say this is the rate per mile that I'll be moving your trucks. Okay, so delivering what's promised. The best way to go about this is basically, promising, let's say, less, but to deliver more. A promise, like, I don't know, man, like I do my best, but why is that? But like, how you're doing your best? Well, it's on my best interest, because if you make money, I make money. Like, I'll do everything possible, like a humanly possible, to move your trucks so that you can make money, so that I can make money. And that's a delivery. I think number 4 is very important. Retaining. If you have a retaining strategy, please share with the people, please share with the world. Retaining is very, very important. Otherwise, it's just not, it's not worth starting this business, delivering what's promised, finding carriers, onboarding them, whatever. If you don't know how to retain them, it's gone. You'll get carriers in, and you will get carriers out. Retaining, very important. Like, what are the strategies? What you are going to do to your carriers to make them stay or be in the game with you? If you ask this question, like, Kamal, what would be the average, let's say, months that carrier stays with the dispatcher? What I see, it's about like 6 months. If you, let's say, have average retention strategy, then you will get average retention, obviously. So if you have a really good retention strategy, one of them is, let's say, your carrier is not making any money, and like, let's say I'm not talking about the peak season, like a slow season, and carrier is not making money. What I did is, like, I wasn't charging any money to my carriers. I was like, man, listen, I do see it's slow season right now. You made, let's say, 10,000 or 15,000, and I'm like, you have a lot of expenses. I do know that. I'm not charging anything. So that's a teamwork, and that's my approach. So if you're like, man, I'm not working for free, then, well, obviously you just find your retention strategy. Okay. So Raul says, I think it's great. Retaining with great, what is it? Help constant follow-up. Okay. Provide best rates available. Keep truck drivers moving. Well, yeah. What about, like, help constant follow-up is it's when you, like, do you mean talking to a driver, for example, right? In best rates, when, like, best rates, I think this is it's objective. Like, when you say best rates, what do you mean? So if I'm a carrier, when you say best rate, Raul, what do you mean when you say best rate? So if you have a $3.50 per mile and that's the best rate, and what if I have a cost per mile which is $3? I'll just give you an example. So then your best rate, 3.5, is irrelevant, right? I'm just like, that's the food for thought. It's just like, I'm just saying. Now, customer service, yes. Communication with the driver, yes. Build a trust relationship with your carrier. That's very, very important. And one of the reasons why I said, like, keep 1 to 4 trucks is because when the carrier has a small fleet, usually you're talking to a CEO, like usually you're talking to an owner, which is really, really, really important. So if you have about like 10 to 50 trucks, between 50 trucks, that means you're not seeing the owner. So you're talking to a dispatcher or a manager or something like that. But I'm not even talking about more than 100 trucks. That's nightmare, right? So you want to, like, get hold on to, let's say, anybody. Just like you can. You'll be talking to a dispatcher. That's what it is, right? Cool. Now, and then growing. What's the strategy for you to growing? Do you have a consistent leads coming in? Leads meaning potential carriers that they wanted to work with you. I did a lot of videos on my channel. I talked about the lead gen machine, right? So you're creating a machine that it just works 24/7, 365 for you, even when you sleep. So it generates leads for you. And this is where, Raul, you said follow up, like consistent follow up when your emails going out to a carriers, just nurturing them. That's one of the examples, I would say. Okay. That's great. Now, when we have this, remember I said this is very important. Now, if I'll be showing you 2 ways of getting the customer. In today's video, I was specifically talking about the tool, which is a load board. Most of you watching, you guys have a subscription for the load board. So if you don't, you can call a DAT and mention my name. You can get a good deal, and then you can get up and running with it. So if you don't have the tool, obviously, as I said, you can get the subscription and then start using it. Or otherwise, you will be advertising. And this is one of the fastest way to get the carrier. And then when I say fastest way to get the carrier, but obviously it's just like time consuming and you need a little bit of an investment up front. But either way, you need to pay for a load board to access the database, or you will be like, okay, I have the social media, let's say social media marketing. When I say social media marketing, I really mean Facebook ads. Let's say what is it? The Instagram ads, and also right now is the TikTok ads are killing. Now, if you were to run ads, these are the 3 ad copies. You can copy, you can screenshot it. Let me just take here. So please let me know if you guys see this ad copies, because I'm switching the monitors here. So let me know if you guys see it. Let me see if you guys see it. I think you guys see it. Okay, awesome. Let me come back. There you go. So you can screenshot this. Or what you can do is just you can email me. I'll just put the email. Let me come back over here. There you go. You can email me and I can send you a copy. If you don't want to just screenshot this or something like that, you just email me. I will just email the copy. Now, what is this? This is ad copy specifically for Facebook ads, right? Facebook/Instagram ads. We can also use this for a TikTok ads as well. Let me talk about this because not many people know how this Facebook ads work or how this ad copy work. This been tested, guys. And again, so I have a lot of it. Be honest with you, like I think we have more than 1,000. A lot of ad copies. These are the most ads that we killed it. We have a lot of the Facebook ad copies that we're running. So you can get this, you can tweak it, you can add your company information, but think about, you don't need to change a lot of it because there's a lot of psychology involved. So you can just take this. I would recommend just adding your company name and just run with it. Okay. So I'm not here to teach you how to run Facebook ads, but I'm just giving you like 90% of it, because setting up Facebook ads really easy, right? You watch a couple of videos and then that's it. If you have a media buyer, that's even awesome. But if you don't, you can do it yourself. That a lot of my students, they didn't even know how to do it. Just watch a couple of videos and then just set up. The only thing is required this ad copy. Ad copy, it can make you or break your ad revenue or whatever, right? So headline is very important. This is what the carrier sees. Like, think about, let's go over just one ad copy and let's talk about the psychology behind it. Headline is moving mountains one load at a time. So this headline catches the attention of a carrier. If it's scrolling, it's just like it stops in reading it, right? And obviously it comes with the images when you're running it, or video or images. So the main body, this is what it says. At a Dispatch Trucks, we're not just a flatbed trucking service. We are the backbone of your business. With a fleet of 4 robust trucks and a team of driven by dedication, we understand the weight of our responsibility. Every mile we cover, every load we carry is a testament to our unwavering commitment to your success. Like, pay attention to the language. Like, there are a lot of psychology involved. Think about like triggering the emotions when the carrier reads this. Like, why choose us? Like, why a carrier in the flatbed market chooses you, or wanted to choose you, or wanted to work with you? Why is that? Reliability, right? The strength, the personal touch, special offer. You can do a lot of tweaks. You can do, for example, offering first loads on us, first month on us, something like that. There are a lot of, or first week for free, or something like that. If that's the case, if you have a special offer. Okay, so this is the ad copy number 2. The headline is Your Success, Our Drive, Flatbed Trucking Redefined. There you go. I think this ad, we had a lot of carriers, like more than hundreds, scheduled call. We have a different system. When we run this ad, let's go and read this. Like, welcome to Truck Dispatch, where every shipment is more than just a cargo, it's a commitment. We understand that here's the thing, your fleet of 4 state-of-the-art flatbed trucks. Why is that? Why we put this, 4 trucks? Remember this, let me come back. Remember this, we said we're targeting 4 trucks. This statement is very important to write this ad copy. So if you have a copywriter working for you, she or he needs or must know who they're targeting. This is very, very important, right? So because your flatbed trucking, like your fleet of 4 trucks, right? Built on what? Passion. Obviously, we just like, telling them, well, you built an amazing business. Passion, precision, and partnership. And then our promise to you, see that? Precision, right? Partnership, and passion. So, and again, if you need this, email me. I can, email it to you, or you can just screenshot it if you wanted to. Now, let's come back and let me deliver on the promise. So I said within 5 minutes. Let me come back and see if you guys see this. Great. Can you email it to use, please? Okay, to use, please, meaning, so there is an email, as you can see, info@dispatchtrucks.com. You can email me and I will just attach it and send it to you. I can do that, no problem. Awesome. So if you say FMCSA, yes, you can use FMCSA, but no, I'm not using FMCSA, but you can use FMCSA to get carriers, obviously. Yes. Okay. Let me see. Great load boards and TMS systems. Well, yes, that's part of the business, exactly. So if you have specific questions, please let me know. But while we gathering your questions, let's jump right in. Now, yesterday I did a live training showing around the load board, and I did in-depth load board training, but we focused specifically like searching loads. You can, more than welcome, just go and you can put like, you don't have to search by title. What you can do is like the recent video or the latest video. You can just search or filter those, and then the latest video will pop up. Well, today I will be showing you how I started getting carriers. This works. So if you don't want it to implement, well, obviously the next choice is the organic outreach, right? There are a lot of people using social media, not paying meaning to a Facebook. What they do is just like joining the Facebook groups and start talking to carriers and attract carriers that way. Well, yeah, it works, but I rather prefer, not going after the carrier, meaning, hey, please work with me. What I wanted to do is like, hey, here I am. I have a dispatching service and I can deliver, and I can do, I can find loads and keep your trucks moving, for example, right? It's just like basic language. Now, how am I going to find a carrier? Remember, and coming back to this, before I just go there, remember this. Let me pull this. Remember this. Who do you serve? We pick a niche. And I will show you why it's important. See, this is a second time. Remember, we need this to write a ad copy so that we can attract carriers, right? And then obviously when you have carriers and onboarding them, delivering, retaining, growing, we talked about this. But let's say we picked a flatbed and we're serving 4 trucks. What we need to do is we will come back to a load board. Then, well, why am I showing this? Is because if you are an independent freight dispatcher or a dispatcher working for a carrier or delivering services to a carriers, well, obviously you're using a load board, right? So for the people in the United States, you have access, no problem, right? But then overseas, the recently DAT prohibited access for fraudulent activities or something like that. You can go ahead and read. But this available to like US market, basically, right? So if you're an independent freight dispatcher, log into a load board. Mine may be a little bit different because this is an express load board. So if you have a different load board, like, or maybe you see like dashboard a little bit different, or the user interface, like, don't panic. It's just exactly the same thing, but like a couple of options not available maybe to you. Now, what I do is, or what I did is click on the company search. Let me see if we are, let me come back. There you go. Let me come back. Now you see this, right? Let me see. I wanted to make sure. Oh, okay. So now use this tab. Now, okay, cool. Now you see this. Awesome. So when you log into load board, when I say load board, we had a DAT Power. They changed the name in the user interface a little bit, but then click on the company search. When you click on a company search, and I will show you a couple of strategies here. Bear with me. Now, there is a DAT directory, so you can let me see. Go to tools. There you go. Go to tools and find DAT directory here. You click on a DAT directory. You go here. Let me see if you see DAT directory. Like use this. There you go. Because I'm switching the monitors. I just let me see. Make sure that you guys seeing it. Awesome. Cool. There you go. Now, DAT directory. Now we have what we're looking for. And also we have the classic version. If you wanted to do a classic version, we can do that as well. Now we're looking for, maybe you're looking for a brokers, right? Broker, a carrier. Maybe you're looking for shippers. Yeah, it's possible. If you are a carrier watching right now, you can connect with shippers. Doing the search this way. But if you're looking for carriers, and then you just click carriers or select carriers and see advanced search, go there. And then what you can do is, I'm not searching for all the carriers, but I'm looking for active authority only. That means they have their MC. Well, if they have active MC number, that means they have insurance already. That means they're in the business. That's what you're looking for. Cool. So the location, you can put, if you are, let's say if you're looking for a specific region, for example, Southeast or West Coast, something like that, or you just maybe specifically confined in one state, you can do that. But I just leave this, and maybe you can do like, hey, let me go there. Let me pick, let's see, let me pick Georgia. Let's see. Let's go to Georgia. Okay, let's do Georgia. And let's go to Atlanta, Georgia. We can do Atlanta, Georgia. We can do Alpharetta, Georgia. We can select. We can select. Let me see. Okay, awesome. We can do that. So then radius. Let's click on 200. The reason why I'm showing you this, think about this. Maybe you are, let's say, located in Orlando, Florida, and you are looking for carriers around you. What you can do is select Florida, then you can select Orlando, Florida, meaning the city, and then you can go and click 50-mile radius and see if there are carriers in your area. What that means is that if you have a local carriers in your area, you can just like get in a car or a bus, whatever, just go there and talk to them. You can also do that as well, right? So that's one way of doing it. I will put 200-mile radius, and then you can put ratings 5 stars, 4 stars, and 3 stars. I don't recommend like finding carriers with 2 stars or 1 star, but you can do that. Now, operation type, this is very important. We have interstate and we have intrastate. The difference is this is one state only. For example, this carrier will be just like legally cannot pass the state, right? It has to stay within the one state, meaning Georgia. It cannot leave to other state. You cannot move anything out of a Georgia, for example. So if you're looking for both, you can put all, but what I'm looking for is interstate. Interstate meaning these carriers can pass states. I can go from Atlanta, Georgia to Houston, Texas to Los Angeles, California, whatever, like nationwide. Think about the United States, okay? Now, power units, maybe you're thinking, so remember we did this like 4 trucks, 5 trucks, like power units. How many power units you're looking for? You can specify, and you can put over here. Now, drivers, how many drivers these carriers have? right? So you can put over here. Now, remember we talked about a flatbed. So what are the commodities? Think about furniture. Well, this is good for box truck owners, right? If you're looking for box truck owners, like meaning carriers, you can do that. To me, this is construction, building, and materials. You can search beverages, no. Automotive, no. General freight, you can put that. Household, no. No. Lumber, logs, maybe. But I will just pick these two, right? Maybe when I search this way, maybe there's no carriers, but I'm like giving you an example how you can just modify so that you get like specific carriers that you're looking for. And this is the way. And obviously what I did that, this is a tip for you. You can take a note if you wanted to. I just record a screen doing this and I send it to my copywriter. And I said, this is what I'm looking for. So and she knows exactly what am I looking for. And it like this really helps. When I sent to her and she emailed me back, said, Kamal, this helped me tremendously. Like now I know exactly what do you mean. Like what do you mean by saying like active authority only, intrastate, intrastate. So based on these selections, she was crafting the ad copies. Now certificates, you can go here and you can learn about this. I'm not gonna go into these like certificates. Now these are the like insurance. You can go and select. I would just live by default. And equipment, this is very important. Why? Remember we talked about this. What do you have? You have a flatbed. So let's see. Let me see. Double drop step. We can do that. You got the idea, right? So what I was looking for is just a flatbed. So let's see. You can also see that you can do the power only reefer. See, like everything boils down to what? Niche, right? Meaning the market you're serving. Let's see operating areas. Again, we talked about this. Like you can select these carriers operate in the southeast area because I know, let's say, a lot of owner operators, not owner operators, brokers around this area, and I need carriers in this area, so to speak. You can do that. Safety rating, obviously, this is very like important. You don't need unsatisfactory. You don't need that. Satisfactory is about like a good, but then conditional. You can put all and to see what will pop up. Let's see what will pop up. Search. These are the carriers. Like think about. Well, I'm just teaching you and showing you, right? And it take me about like 10 minutes. But then if you know how to do it, don't you agree that you can get under the 5 minute a carrier? Now, you have carriers, like all of them here, based on what you put. Let's see if we have more. Yeah, we have more. There you go. See? Like we have, let's see, page number 1. Yes, we have how many? Like 80 carriers. See this? Like if you click and you have the information here, you can what is it? Interstate, there you go. This is the phone number you can call. We don't have an email, but if you have an email, that will be awesome. Let's see if there you go, email. See this? Like I can hire somebody on an Upwork, on a Fiverr, and I can say, listen, I'll give you an access, or you just say, hey, you can get these like emails and then do email marketing. Like think about like this is a specific carriers that you're looking for, guys. Think about like these types of trainings. People train. Maybe they know this, maybe they don't, but then they're teaching and then they're charging a lot of money for this. But you guys lucky and you get this training for free. The only thing, remember at the beginning, what was the promise? I said, in return, what I need is just like this video, subscribe, because it helps the algorithm to grow this channel. That's what it is. That's what I want. I want to grow this channel, and like in return, I want to deliver. I want to give you the value. Right? There you go. So you can click view more details, and obviously you can get like nitty gritty things. You can go and read. That's what it is. So if you have questions, let me come back. Awesome. There are a lot of people watching this. Cool. That means that you guys are interested. Now, I'll be taking questions. Do you guys liked it? Please let me know. Do you want me to do these types of training? Okay. So for this, let me see. Let me come back. For those of you who just joined, maybe let me take this and go here. So if you need this ad copy, there is an email, as you can see. There's info@dispatchtrucks.com. You can email me. There are a lot of people. Let me see. I think you guys already emailed me. Yeah, there you go. Regina Wilson, I got your email. There you go. Awesome. I do guys have your emails. Raul already. Okay, awesome. Cool. I'll be sending you right after this call. I mean, the training. I'll be sending you guys this ad copy. Now, do you have specific questions related to how to get carriers? Maybe how to search loads, anything related to being an independent freight dispatcher, how you wanted to become an independent freight dispatcher. Since I said this, like if you wanted to become an independent freight dispatcher, guys, I do have a training. So there is a link below this video. You can just, click, and there's a study guide. You can just, I think it's a startup guide. You can read. That startup guide also was posted on the DAT's website. You can find that as well. And on the next page, once you download the startup guide, there will be like option to join the class if you wanted to. Now, if you have questions, please let me know. It will be just a quick promo asking you guys to subscribe to this channel. Great, we're back. And again, guys, if you have questions, let me know. If you don't, what I wanted to say is we do these live trainings every Tuesday and Thursday. I promise I'll be there and helping you guys every Tuesday and every Thursday. So let me pull this question and let me go and make it bigger so that we can read. So how do I find carriers on the FMCSA? What we can do is, since I don't have this website up and running right now and right in front of me, so what I can do is maybe on Tuesday, I can just pull the FMCSA website and I'll show you exactly how to find carriers. But the one thing is on the FMCSA, there's not, well, when I was showing you how you can find carriers using Load Board, see what was it like? We have a lot of filters, right? So I want this, I don't want this, I wanted this. You just pull those carriers. Think about these are the very laser targeted carriers, right? Even if you're running, let's say, Facebook ads, it won't be that laser targeted. Yes, the only downside is that you don't have a Load Board subscription. That's what it is. So if you don't, you can, get the subscription and start using the tool. But if like, hey, I don't need the Load Board. I'm not using maybe DAT, but it's totally up to you. But if you're using different Load Board, think about the carriers that are using Load Boards. Maybe they have some type of directory. This is one of the reasons why DAT is great when it comes to like giving the data you need, right? So I hope that helps. I'll take a note that next week we'll be going to FMCSA and show you. But to me, it's not targeted. To be honest with you, you can get the list of carriers, but it's like it's all together: van, reefer, all the carriers, and box truck. So I don't know. I haven't been there for a long time now. Maybe there's some like filtering option when you say like, hey, I just need flatbed owners, and just you pull that data. But to me is when you pull that data, like you find your carriers within 5 minutes or under 5 minutes, I've shown you, right? So now you know what you are going to do next, right? What you're going to do next. Like, remember we talked about like onboarding them, delivering, retaining, and obviously growing the list. Let me see if we have a question. There you go. So I think we have a question. I have a question. I had seen your video to book loads from other website like Floor and Decor. Okay, etc. Is this the fastest site to book loads, or is this the method where it could be a problem like if a broker not pay you then? What I showed you, well, like what you have seen on that video, what I was showing you is that you can get direct shippers on board, right? So for that video, if I'm not mistaken, that video was specifically for box truck owners, right? So box truck owners, because these load boards are not designed for the box truck. This is for the general freight, meaning like these 18 wheelers, like big trucks, right? So and I was showing people how they can get, if they have this type of equipment, meaning box truck, what they can do is just go and talk to these people. Floor and Decor, if I'm not mistaken, there was Ashley Furniture, one of them. The other one was Rooms to Go, I think, right? I think you were talking about that video. So what do you say is it the safest way? Well, yes. So if you are a box truck owner, yes, that's the safest way to do it. But if you're an independent freight dispatcher helping your box truck owners to get loads from that way, you can also do that, right? Great. Okay. FMCSA. Okay. What about this? Mashur Beg. Hello, Kamal. Hi. Is it possible to open LLC for foreigners as a dispatcher and to get load boards? Great question. Yes, you can start your LLC. There are a lot of my students overseas. They can open their LLCs in the United States. There's a legal process. You can do that. But when it comes to accessing the load board, there is a way to access the load board, right? But to me is where are you going to access the load board? So if you're accessing from outside the United States, well, when it comes to DAT is a little bit of a struggle. Why is that? Because there are a lot of fraudulent activities happened overseas, and now DAT is like more putting the walls, around. Like, think about protecting the data, right? Protecting the data of it's very, very important because it wasn't messy, to be honest with you. So you can access different load boards, but you can definitely open your LLC and get access to a load board. Yes, definitely. You can do that. Now, let me take this. Trucker Tools load boards are good for flatbeds. Is it a question or statement? Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. So if that's a question, that will be awesome. Let's see. Let me take this. They do all, but I have found flatbeds pays more. Yes. I've been in flatbed. Like, I served flatbed market for about 10 years. Well, for some of you, maybe 10 years is not 20, 30, 40 years, but then within 10 years, you learn a lot. Flatbed pays really good money. If you are planning to, let's say, dispatch like closed trailer, something like drive-in or something like that, but I would highly recommend the what is it? Reefer. Reefer also pays, meaning temperature control market, pays a lot of money. Now, question. Yes, on Tuesdays, 12 p.m. Eastern time, and Thursdays, 12 p.m. Eastern time. Okay? So remember we talked about this. Let me show you real quick. Show this. Let me see. Come back. There you go. Remember, we talked about finding a carrier on Tuesday. And again, see that? This is one of the reasons why you need to subscribe to this channel and then just turn on the bell notification. So when I start the live training, so you get notified. So today we talked about finding a carriers. So I'm assuming that you will be finding carriers, obviously. On Tuesday next week at 12 p.m. Eastern time, we'll do onboarding. And I will show you how am I onboarding it. I will show you, like today, remember, like I showed you that I had ad copies. I shared the strategies I use. So then I will just give you step by step how you can onboard. Like, what's the first step right after the call? What will happen next? When you talk to a carrier said yes, what will be next? Those kind of things, right? So onboarding on Thursday, then the next week we'll be talking about the delivering, like how you can go ahead and deliver. And then the next week, we'll talk about, right after next week, we'll talk about the retaining, how you can retain. What was my strategies to retain my carriers, stay within like a year and a half. Yes, they come and go, but then it's better than having a carrier that stays, let's say, for a year or a year and a half, than just like, I don't know, a couple of weeks and it's gone, and it didn't even pay for the services that you delivered. Okay, so then also we'll just move on to and then growing, and I will be talking about the lead gen. I'll be like right in front of you. I'll be just building this lead gen system, how you can just leverage the tools that I use, and then just we'll just go step by step. I'm not going to go into details because it's just like human nature going into the details, giving you everything you guys need. The 1 million question, guys, there are a lot of people texting me, emailing me saying, come on, why you're sharing this? Why are you sharing your business with us? Like, you're giving everything. Like ad copies. Like, I remember gave the funnel that I use, the website that I use. I gave a lot. I gave away almost everything that I have. And yes, that's common sense to ask this question. Like, why? Like, what's the reason behind this? You like, what's the trick? What's the catch? Guys, there's no catch, because I don't do trucking anymore, meaning I don't have trucks. That's, I sold my trucks. I closed that company. Doesn't exist. I have experience, right? So then I dispatched a lot. I had about 25, owner operators that I dispatched. I loved them. They loved me. They moved, right? Some of them, they became a brokers. Some, they just gone out of the business because of these situations. But then I moved in 2019 to teaching people. So I love teaching people, right? So yes, I just make a living out of this, and I'm not doing those. And because of that, I'm giving away everything that I built, everything that I have, right? And I have an email sequence that I was using to get the carriers. If you want me to just do a video and just go over and then put on the Word document, send it to you. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, guys, you just ask me. See that? But I don't know your name, but if you can share your name, that will be awesome. Blessed by the Best Transport LLC. Yes, you will be blessed by the things that I'll be giving you away. Yes, guys. The only thing that I really wanted to say this, I really built this company, which is Dispatch Trucks and Up-Level Dispatching, where we teach people how to become independent dispatchers based on the trust, right? If you trust me that I can deliver, that's it. I can serve you. So, and today we talked about finding carriers. On the next week, on Tuesday, we'll be talking about how to onboard those carriers that you found. Guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next week, 12 p.m.